By the way, if you're in Bushwick and you want to attend my meditation group where we meditate together and you guys can meet people who have a similar interest to you, you guys can click on the description down below. And we're having a meditation meetup, a meditation circle on November 6th and other times, to be honest with you, not just November 6th. Click on the description down below where it says join the group. You can either WhatsApp me or hit me up on Instagram and I'll send you the information.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is Alex from Mindful Attraction, and today we're going to talk about how to remain rational when you like somebody. That's right, people, because a lot of you guys, when you like a guy, you go completely out of control and you don't do anything that I say, and you pretty much, then tell people you watch my channel and make me look bad. So we're going to talk about how to make sure that you remain rational when you like a guy or a girl. To be honest with you, I don't discriminate. So remember, you are pretty much an emotional animal at the end of the day, right? So that's it. So that's the first thing, is that to feel emotion is a normal thing. It doesn't mean you're crazy. In fact, if you don't feel emotion, then you might be wearing this at night when it's not Halloween. So your conscious self isn't the one directing your decision making for the most part, right? So when you like somebody, before you like somebody, you pretty much are under control, right? Because you don't have those emotions controlling you. But when you like somebody, all of a sudden emotions that you naturally don't feel in daily life, which are pleasurable, but are intense, will completely hijack your brain. And that part of your brain that hijacks is called your amygdala, right? But we're going to get to it right now. So your conscious self isn't the one directing your decision making. It's your primal emotions. You must learn to control them in order to think straight and to make better decisions. And that's why when you like somebody, you start acting crazy, irrational, needy, doing things you usually shouldn't do. And the reason why you do that is because you're not thinking straight. And a lot of the times, people can see how crazy you're acting, right? The guy you're with could see, or girl, could see how crazy you're acting, but you don't see it, right? It's like when somebody smells, they don't know they smell, pretty much, right? So your goal isn't to learn how to act like differently or to learn how to act more attractively. Your goal is just to make sure that you don't self-sabotage by fucking it up. And the way that you fuck it up is because you just act too needy. And all of a sudden, you do things without knowing it, and you turn the person off, and you ask yourself, why did this person stop liking me? So, remember, everyone has an automatic response to stress, all right? Some people's response is to pull away. Some people's response is to actually give the person more attention. What you want to find out is, what is your automatic limbic response? Like some animals, right? They're wired to react. If you put some animals, if you put like a fly in front of a frog, that frog will automatically put his tongue out and eat the fly, right? And it's not something he thinks about. It's almost like a trap. You know how a mouse trap, once the rat touches something, the mouse trap activates. That's how some animals are wired. Their brain isn't big enough, so it's pretty much they just have wiring for certain things. It's almost like It's almost like a plant where the Venus flytrap, once an animal enters it, it closes itself. That's how some animals are, and that's how some people are right now, where they're so fucking needy that when you see somebody that you like, just like the frog seeing a fly sticks his tongue out. Same thing with you. When you like somebody, you have an automatic response. You have an automatic wired response, and you have no control over that. And what you want to do is learn to control that aspect, because once you do that, all of a sudden people will start behaving differently when you're around you. So, like I said, some animals, right? A scorpion will always be a scorpion. Learn to redirect that needy energy, and the goal isn't to eliminate that emotion. It's pretty much to just redirect it properly. So what you want to do first is control your fantasies, because they control your limbic response. These fantasies make you lose control if you entertain them, right? They call this hijacking. So if you're entertaining a fantasy, for example, somebody invites you to a party, right? All of a sudden, you're going to start fantasizing being in a party, right? And once you fantasize having fun, you're going to all of a sudden raise expectations, and your emotions is going to flood you with excitement. But that initially came from the fantasies, right? Most of our responses come from a mental image in our minds. Mental images have more of a control over our emotions, a lot more than self-talk, right? Like saying I'm scared as opposed to seeing a scary thing in your mind, right? So you want to control those fantasies. And because if you don't, once that fantasy hardens, just like wax, once wax hardens, it becomes more difficult to move around. Once that fantasy is hardened through you continually thinking about it and fantasizing and right and just, oh my God, I can't wait to be with this person. Once it hardens, all of a sudden the emotions for them become not permanent, but it's gonna be harder to take it out. So you want to do it before it hardens. You want to do it when the wax is cool. And that means this, is that when you're thinking about fantasizing with this person, tell yourself, he's not who I think this person is. She's not who I think she is. It's not going to work out. And you pretty much talk negatively about how things will not work out. Why? Because it's not about being pessimistic. It's about being rationally pessimistic to control your fantasies by controlling expectations, right? So you create, so this is hijacking, where you go back to old habits out of fear of loss or the excitement of gain. That's pretty much what causes those fantasies, right? The fear of loss, right? I don't want to lose them, so you start thinking about how to get him, right? And the loss and the excitement of gain of, oh my God, if I get this person, my life will be this or that, right? So those two scenarios, the fear of loss and the excitement of gain, both create uncontrollable emotions. And you have to understand is that it doesn't matter. Both of those things are controlled by your fantasies. All right. So that's the first one. You can walk through if you want. Oh no! Oh, you were listening. Have an audience. Yeah. Oh, okay. Getting educated. All right. So usually our reactions are an exaggeration to reality, right? You're exaggerating. Creating an emergency out of nothing. And the reason why is because it's a evolutionary wiring to exaggerate threat, because you don't want to underestimate threat, right? So during moments of emergency, the brain will look in its memory banks for any information that can help with the situation, where you won't be able to think of something else because you're looking for a solution to this problem, right? Once your brain goes into problem solving mode, it's not going to be able to think of anything else. Similar to when you're so stressed out, you can't think straight or you can't think about other things. Emotional responses first come from the amygdala, and then our rational thought takes over, right? So the emotional response in a sight of an emergency controls the whole body, and that's why a lot of people act when they're in a situation of panic or a crisis situation. That's why some people either become brave or a bunch of little bitches, right? Because it's pretty much revealing their character. And what would happen is that a lot of people who become super brave or scared, what they'll say is that they just shut down and they just started acting. Some people felt bravery, some people felt fear, right? But pretty much their brain became hijacked and they started acting out of response, right? And a lot of people will tell you that they weren't thinking straight. Even the people who were acting brave, because a lot of times they're risking their lives, right? So the emotional responses first comes from the amygdala. And when those emotional responses are so intense, you won't be able to think straight. You're just going to be able to act. And what you want to do is be able to program in your mind behavior to act when you feel that sense of emergency. And emergency in this case is losing somebody or the excitement of getting them. You have to control those emotional responses. But sometimes those signals from the amygdala are so intense that they completely take over your behavior. The amygdala gives feeling to things, right? And when you see your mom, the amygdala gives you the feeling of love as opposed to not feeling anything. It's where we store strong emotions, emotional memories, no images or signals, just emotional memory. The amygdala is where you feel. It's like a lot of people. You know how you remember your past through your thoughts or images? Wow, I had a good time. Or, oh, wow, that was fun. You say it to yourself, right? But another form of remembering is just an emotional feeling. Because how the hell do you think you remember when you were a child? You didn't remember when you were an infant. You can't remember it with your prefrontal cortex. You can't remember it through thoughts or images. But you do remember it through the feeling you felt. So let's just say when you were a kid, your mom slapped the shit out of you as an example, and she didn't love you, right? And you cry when you were a baby because your mom didn't love you. So that feeling of crying, right? When you're an adult, you're not gonna feel that emotion You're not going to remember what she did, but you're going to feel that sensation to cry, right? Because you're remembering. You're remembering. It's another form of remembering. It's a prehistoric way of remembering through emotions. Right. So the amygdala gives feelings to things. It's where we store emotional responses. Right. It scans the environment and looks for what is dangerous. This is called the reticular activating system, where your reticular activating system is looking for two things. The first one is looking for what will cause you harm or what will promote your survival. Those are the two things your brain is always looking for. It will always focus on what will cause you harm. That's why I say causing pain makes people think of you more. It scans your environment for what's dangerous and gives it an emotional response to the dangerous situation. In psychology, that's called salience. You're giving it salience, something like that. Sorry, people. Right? It's ready to sound the alarm of danger if something seems off. Right? The amygdala's extensive web of neural connections allows it to do that during emotional emergency, to capture and drive much of the brain, including the rational mind, right? So the main reason why you lose that sense of self is simply because you just can control the emotion. Now, there's a certain type of thinking that produces this type of lack of not controlling yourself, and that's short-term thinking. Short-term thinking will cause you to go irrational. Long-term thinking will promote rationality, right? So if you just focus on having a long-term goal of how you want your relationship to be, all of a sudden, and you believe in that long-term goal, you're going to use that long-term goal along with the image of you succeeding in that long-term goal as your anchor to help you control yourself whenever you get super needy, right? So that's what you want to do, right? You want to start saying to yourself, what do I want? What kind of relationship do I want, right? And start imagining, what do you want? How do you want to feel? How do you want this person to treat you, right? And then you begin to imagine having that type of relationship. You begin to see and feel how it feels like to be respected, to be loved, right? And then you ask yourself, how can I meet this type of person? Right? Because you just don't run into them. You don't want to rely on luck. You want to make the luck happen. So find people who have a similar interest. Don't stop doing things on your own. Hang out with other people. If you like to hike, stop hiking on your own. That's how you get killed by Jason. Hike with your friends, the black friends, because the white friends will always take you to danger. Oh, I saw a guy killing somebody. Let's explore. What the fuck is your problem, Melissa? You know, man, me and Tyrone, let's go back, man. Like, we ain't going up with these people, right? So it's kind of like you want to be able to think long term, right? But also the most important part is whenever you feel that emotion of neediness, don't run away from it. Observe the sensation, right? Use the moments of neediness as a spiritual practice, as a cross, as weight to lift in order to break down your muscles so that they can recover and come back stronger. You feel that neediness to text them back, to call them back? Learn to breathe, practice meditation. Bring awareness to the physical sensation. You see, meditation is like a balance beam, right? The more you focus on your thoughts, which is here, the more you focus on your thoughts, the less physical sensations you're going to feel. The more you focus on the physical sensations, the less thoughts will be created. It's that simple. So if you want to think less, which is what's pretty much, and if you want to think less, which is what's pretty much causing you to imagine being with this person, because what you do is like, oh my God, I cannot wait to be with them. And by you saying that, you're it's almost like you're typing. You know when you type a word and you see it on the screen, you're saying to yourself, I cannot wait to be with them. You're typing it, I cannot wait to be with them, and then you're seeing it on the screen by that, which means you're seeing the fantasy. And once you say it, your brain will just keep, rather than you say to yourself, I want to be with them, your brain will just keep replaying that fantasy. And that fantasy will be imbued with emotion, which will cause you to get even more, to imagine that thought. And the more emotions is involved with that image, the more intense, the more vivid the movie in your mind of you being with him is, which will mean the more you're going to feel that emotion. And it comes to a point where you want this to happen so badly that you don't give a fuck how you come across. That's when you're acting like a goddamn addict, a junkie. You want to be able to learn to apply present moment awareness. Observe the neediness. Observe the desire to get that person's attention. And tell yourself, it's okay. Say yes to that emotion. Don't say no, say yes. You feel that needing emotion? Say yes with a smile. Say, I see you needing this. Don't hate yourself. Say yes. Anytime you feel needy, just say yes to the emotion. Almost as though you're accepting a long lost son who ran away and he just came back. And he just happened to be Jason, the serial killer. Right? So that's how you do it, right? Focus on long term and over the short term. Don't believe the fantasies that people tell you. Stay present. Observe the sensation of sadness. Observe the sensation of neediness and say yes to it rather than rejecting it. And you'll notice that those emotions will eventually be transmuted into peace, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. All right. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Come to my meditation thing I have next week. You'll see on the description down below links where you can message me. Actually, by tomorrow, you guys will be able to purchase tickets. Yeah. Anyways, let me know if you guys like this video. Comment on the comment down below. If you guys want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindforattraction.org, or on the description down below, you'll see all of the links for that. Okay? All right. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, ladies. So finally, I have released my second course for women, which is natural chemistry. This course is a 5-week course. 5-week course where every week you're going to get a new set of videos based on specific issues. This course is all about how to create and maintain the attraction in any man. This will help you create love. This will help you deepen the love with your man. This is not about manipulation. This is not about playing games. This is genuine, natural chemistry. No more short-term partners. No more being fooled. Why? Because I will reveal to you not only how to create attraction in the first week, but also how to understand male nature, how to understand their tricks, how to prevent from being too attached, signs that he's the wrong guy, signs that he's a narcissist, signs that he's a mama's boy, signs that he's an emotionally available guy, emotionally unavailable guy. We go over everything. We go over this 3rd week, setting boundaries. We go over the 3rd week, controlling your emotions, right? Setting boundaries, 4th week. 5th week, embracing your masculine and the feminine, right? And on top of that, I have over 10 different bonuses. 10 different bonuses, my Lord have mercy, right? With a money back guarantee. The bonus are 1, the natural chemistry, over 10 hours of content, right? The breakup formula, how to deal with a breakup, right? The connecting with your man, right? Establishing a life of abundance, social mastery, understanding your dark side, the goal setting seminar, which is about how to set and achieve goals, practical mastery that will teach you how to master anything, the laws of human nature. I have a book club for the laws of human nature with over 4 hours of content, right? The transformational seminar in a pocket, which is my mindfulness seminar, and the Chase audiobook. This originally is $1,800, but you get it starting at $97, ladies and gentlemen, right? $97. We have different packages, but all of this starts at $97. And you know what? You can check it out for free if you want. Yeah, for all the freeloaders, I have free videos just for you. Free videos, all right? So you could just check it out for free, and then you could get out. Nothing wrong with that, all right? So, and on top of that, it comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. No questions asked. That's right. No questions asked. I don't mind. I just want you guys to check it out because I know when you take one look, you're going to want to buy it. I can promise you. Just like my other course, the psychological game of attraction, it was a hit. You're going to love this one. This one is not about manipulation. This is genuine natural chemistry. Order it now, all right? I'll see you guys inside. Peace out.